Hello and welcome to Angel Card Readings. We are working our way through the love and romance readings for August and September 2017. And these readings are for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising for anyone who's in a committed long-term relationship. As I noted in previous videos, I do all of my calling in of my spirit and angel guides and praying and shuffling off screen so that I can get straight to the interpretation for you on screen and you're not sitting with me for sometimes 30 to 45 minutes so I can really pull the cards that I feel I'm being directed to. So I got 3 cards that I've pulled from the Power Archangel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. I have 3 cards from the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. I have pulled a card from the Romance Oracle cards, and then I have 3 what I call Action Angel Guidance cards, which I'll explain a little bit more later, but they're from the Angel Answers deck and the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck and the Magical Messages from Your Fairies deck. I'll remember them all. So again, this is Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising that's in a relationship, and that is for the months of August and September 2017. Here we go. So on the top row, on the left, we have the Moon. A lot of major arcana, by the way. Let's come up. In the middle row, we have Justice. And we just got this card for Justice in the middle row of Capricorns that are single. And so that must be a big energy for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising coming up here in the next couple of months. On the right-hand side, we have the Knight of Water. On the lower row, left side, Page of Raphael, matching up with the Moon. The Lovers in the middle, matching up with the Justice card. And the Page of Michael on the right, matching up with the Knight of Water. As for the energy on the bottom of the decks, for your unseen kind of hidden energy or basis of your reading, we have 8 of Raphael under one of the decks. And then we have the 2 of Fire, which is wand energy, under the other deck. So, to start off here, I get that there could be 2 situations or scenarios happening here for Capricorns that are in a relationship already. And I want to be clear in saying that because this is a general reading for, what could be thousands of people, you have to really go with what resonates for you. So if I'm saying something and it sounds like there's maybe a new love on the way or something, which is, if you're in a committed relationship, is not necessarily always a good thing for your partner, even if it's a good thing for you, remember that that could be just a renewal of love in your relationship as well. And this reading to me has a lot of energies that can be taken one way or the other, and I'll try to hit on both of those. Just know that because there's always such a thing as free will, and know that because it's a general reading, and that's why, if you're interested in a personalized reading, then that's completely different, and I could actually look at, your specific situation. But because this is a general reading for lots of people, then it may very well be that some of these cards are for you and some of them are not. Okay, so you kind of have to use your intuition or your guidance as well when you're listening to the reading and see what fits you best. Okay, so we're starting off with the Moon card. And the Moon card is usually a card that shows that it's time for you to go inside. It's an intuitive spiritual card and kind of uncover the shadow that the moon is casted. So usually it means unforeseen information, something you don't quite know about, where you don't have all of the facts, or you're not really clear on your own feelings or another person's feelings. And usually that's because as we know, if we think about the moon sometimes casts a shadow, and it's not till the full moon where everything gets illuminated. And usually this card here is an encouragement to go inside yourself so that you can get that full moon energy, and instead of having the shadow cast, you can have what has been unseen or not admitted to come to light. So there may be this doesn't always have to be dire, right? And that's what I'm saying. This doesn't mean someone's cheating on you or something. This is not, it can mean that, but it doesn't always mean that. It could mean that there are some feelings that you're having about your relationship. Let's say you've been in a long-term relationship and the relationship is going a little bit stale and you're not as happy as you once were. And you are not at a point where you admit that to yourself, or you feel that your spouse is going through this and it hasn't been verbalized yet. So it's there, right? But there's kind of a veil over it. And this would be an encouragement to lift that veil, get the information that you need, be true to your own feelings, and so that you can really see where you need to go with regards to your love and romantic relationship. Then we have the 8, which is the Justice card, which is a card of finding balance. And most of the time when you're trying to find balance, you're weighing up your options, right? You're saying you could go one way or you could go the other way. Or somebody is weighing up you, right? They're weighing up, pros and cons, positives and negatives. You could be doing this with your partner at this time. You guys could already be talking about the fact that there's something that's not quite above board with your relationship, or something behind the scenes that doesn't quite feel as good as it could, and that you are now both weighing up what you like, what you don't like, what the pros and cons are in order to deal with it. This is usually a favorable card, though, meaning that it usually comes in your favor. Any outcome of energy for this card is usually in your favor. So it can also be a card of contracts and things like that. Then on the right side, we have this Knight of Water, which is falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. And it's interesting because you have this, which is an invitation to a social event, and this card, which says there's an invitation to a social event. And then you have the wedding card for the romance oracles that I pulled. And obviously you're in a committed relationship, so this could be either a wedding heading to yourself, or you thinking about getting married, or you contemplating it. If you're already in a longer term relationship, you may already be married. If you're already married, this could be a child of yours that's getting married, or a wedding that you're invited to, okay, that's coming up. But it's interesting because there's at least 3 cards on that. So back to the Knight of Water. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative. This could be you or your partner, either one of you, depending upon who embodies this type of energy during this time. All right, and I say that because we have the Lovers card down here, which, this is a card of true love and commitment. So if you're in a committed relationship, then there is a lot of love here, and there is a deep commitment here. And to me, although there is some, something that hasn't come to light yet, this can mean a couple of things. With the Lovers card, you have true love, and you have the Justice card, which involves legal issues, and you have a Wedding card, which involves a wedding. So it could be really that you have in your future a wedding coming to you, or this could be the need to make a decision in a relationship that you've been in for a while, and you're weighing up whether you want to continue with this relationship. And that's what I was saying when I first started the reading, is that I got the image of sort of a split face, which to me meant that it could go one way or the other. And then when I turned the cards over, I understood a little bit more of the image that I was getting for the feel of the reading, which is that, you know, there's a little bit of extremes here for Capricorns that are in a relationship over these next couple months. Either this relationship is going to get closer and you've got every sign on the horizon for either being invited to a wedding, which restirs romantic feelings, or getting married, which is exciting. And or you've got a long-term relationship that you've been in and you are now weighing up, you either have maybe a child getting married and it's causing you to, I really got that feeling too, either a child getting married and it's causing you to reevaluate your own relationship and whether or not you want to stay in that relationship. You know, sometimes weddings do that. You go to other people's weddings, especially if it's a child of yours, and you see, you know, possibly somebody in the throes of a newer type of love, and it brings up a lot of things if you're in a longer term relationship. So either we've got a wedding coming to us, or we, if you are a Capricorn in a relationship, you are considering a choice to be made whether or not you would like to stay in this relationship or not. We have the Page of Raphael at the bottom, which says a new emotional situation. And again, it said messages regarding relationships or social invitations, right? And it also speaks of great intuitive insights, and it's coupled with this card, which is an intuitive spiritual card. So this is a good time, at least, for you to be thinking about these things. And again, this doesn't mean yes, you're going to get married. No, you're going to walk away from your relationship. It means that these energies are what is going to be swirling around you if you're a Capricorn in a long-term relationship. It means that you're either going to have the energies where there's some sort of resurgence of love and possibly a wedding, or you're going to have these energies where a wedding or a social event or something that has to do with love and romance is making you reevaluate your own relationship. And let's be clear, that doesn't mean you're going to reevaluate it and right? It means that this is how you will be feeling. These are the energies that are going to be running through you, okay? So we have Page of Michael down on the right, which is usually more information coming to you. So let's you've got some information coming to you here. One is of a new emotional nature, and this is of a thought or sword nature, so it tends to be challenging information, maybe delivered in a way that's not so tactful, but at the same time, it's usually a challenge you can handle and overcome. So it may not even be something unexpected for you. This may be something, as we've said, that, you know, needed to be said or was lurking, and then someone goes, bleh. Or you do that, right? Bleh. And here it is out there. Maybe not said too great, but now it's out there. The only good news is, once the information is out there, it says you have what it takes to succeed. And so once the information gets out there, then you can actually deal with it in your relationship. Okay? So the love and romance card that we pulled from the Romance Oracle deck is Wedding, which again, if you're already in a long-term relationship and there's no wedding that comes up, it's a renewal of feelings, a renewal of wedding-like true love, emotional satisfaction feelings coming to you, okay? Or it could be that someone you know is getting married, and you definitely, I mean, should be getting some sort of invitation if you're not the one that's in it. And, or you're going to be reevaluating your own marriage because of that. The energies that we have at the bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Raphael and 2 of Fire. Now, 8 of Raphael, again, is an image of someone walking away from something that they're already in. They're walking away to something better. This is not usually where something forces you to walk away. It's not an external thing that happens where you walk away. This is you having that feeling of voluntarily wanting to walk away because it no longer holds the emotional value that you need it to have. Okay? So, again, if you're contemplating you're in a long-term relationship and something has thrown this back up for examination, either a new person coming in or a wedding, or something that you've been invited to, and you're reevaluating this relationship, there's going to be a large part of you. This doesn't necessarily mean you will walk away, but you are going to feel like it. You are going to feel like your heart is not in this anymore, and it may be time to walk away. And this card here is the Two of Fire, which is new energy coming in, new passionate energy, new wand energy, and it's saying you've come into your own new partnership or contracts. So here we go again. It says continue to move forward. So this could be moving to something better in your relationship too, if you've been having some strife over the fact maybe you've been in a longer term relationship and marriage hasn't been on the table, and this is really upsetting you, and you're feeling like, I'm going to walk away from this if this doesn't change, right? And then all of a sudden, ta-da, we have a proposal that you get. Okay? This reading is very split. The energy on it is split. And when I say split, I mean that you could take these cards and you could put them in both directions, and they would both make sense energetically for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, August or September, love and romance. Okay? So what my passion or my goal is to lay it all out for you so that you can see the possibilities that are coming for you and the energies that are coming for you for August and September. And then what your goal is to listen to these energies and really see what's going on. So if you have a really steady relationship right now, then obviously you're thinking, wow, there really may be like a wedding coming up, and this is really exciting for you. And although it feels there's not a ton of cup energy, you've got the true love with the Lovers card. And so there's definitely a commitment and a love relationship here. Okay? And then you also have, though, these thought-provoking cards, or the thought cards a little bit more. But that is kind of what I would expect from Capricorn, because if you're a Capricorn, and you know this about yourself, you tend to be a little more serious. So marriage for you might not be just all about this flowery thing. Marriage might be more about the contractual agreements that need to be met in order to have this happen. Okay? So again, if you're at home though, and you're in a long-term relationship and you're not feeling satisfied, and maybe it's over the issue of marriage, because marriage is obviously in here somewhere, wedding, marriage. Or you are married already and you've been feeling not as fulfilled as you want to. You're feeling like this is not doing it for me anymore. Don't be frightened. This is just something that says that it's time to investigate these feelings. It's time to go within and figure out, why are you feeling like this? And because the Lovers card is here, and there is love then in this relationship, then you need to start weighing up and seeing, can this be saved? Okay, so if this is how I'm feeling, just because you're feeling this way, what if you admit this to your significant other, and then that person hears you, and because you haven't said this before, they hear you, and you have a resurgence of love and a resurgence of your relationship. And the choice that you make is to stay with this love. Okay? And it brings up new feelings of things, right? See, that's what I mean when I say this reading is going in a couple different directions. And what I'm hoping is that you don't hear these things and get automatically afraid, but know that these things are coming up, right? So that you can work on love and romance, whatever it is that's for your highest good, right? This is what we're doing here on this physical plane. We're trying to find what works for us for our highest good. And if we're in a relationship that's not going okay and it's time to evaluate, then these cards are saying it's a good time to do this. The evaluation is here. Everything you need to make this happen is here. And hopefully, if this is one of your major cards here, then you can hang on to this love and it will re-blossom. If you've been involved in it for a long time and it hasn't been going where you want it to go, and you're trying to get your significant other to realize that this is not going to keep going this way anymore, you could be expecting a marriage proposal. Or this could simply be you wanting to get married and having all of this stuff come up. And this is normal stuff. Like, right, when someone proposes to you now, it's called, oh my gosh, we have the guest list and we have this and we have that. Okay, so this could be a couple of really big months actually for Capricorn in a committed relationship. This could be a time of transformation, which, you know, let's make it positive if we can. And to that end, we have the action energy cards that I was telling you about. And when I pray and I call in my spirit guides and my angel guides, I ask them, whatever sign I'm dealing with, I say, if this sign comes across any challenges with regards to love and romance in the months of August and September, what is your specific advice to them on how to transform those challenges or low vibe energies and turn them into positives, okay? And from your angels, you have meditation brings answers. And, I mean, isn't this just what we've been talking about? Right? This moon card is to go deep within yourself, right? And the good news is it sounds like you will get the answers that you seek. If that wasn't enough, the next card from Mermaids and Dolphins is contemplation time. Again, saying spend time alone, meditating on what you truly desire. So these cards here are in total alignment. So is this card, right? Because we're weighing up. And then this card, if you do have that feeling of walking away, then it's saying to get grounded, right? Get centered. And ask yourself what you really want. You know, you may, something that helps me sometimes is to go get a piece of paper and pen and ground yourself, you know, down into the earth. See the roots going out of your feet down into the earth so you're grounded. You know, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, open your heart chakra right here. It's a green light. Open it up to receiving energy, and then take that pen and paper and then ask yourself the question, what is it I really want with regards to this relationship for love and romance? And then write the first thing that comes to mind. Just write it down. A lot of times that will help clarify and give you somewhere to go. And then your fairies are saying it's time to admit your true feelings to yourself. Okay? So if it's time to cut and run, or if you just feel like that and it's time to let your partner in on this information about how serious this really is for you, or it's time to tell your partner that, you know, either we're going to get married someday or this is going to go further. And it may not even be marriage, but if it's like just a deeper relationship than you have, or it may be time for me to do something different, right? Or if you're really in love with this person and they ask you to marry them, then it's time to admit that it's, you know, it's time to move the relationship forward. Okay? So I realized this was a little bit split, which is hard to always get answers off, but that's why it's a general reading. And I can't wait for October now, because I'm going to come back in October and we'll do another reading for you for October, November, December to close out the year, and we'll see what cards we pull at that time. Don't forget that with these 3 action energy cards, you can always go to your spouse's sign and see the YouTube video. I'm almost got them all done, so if I don't have it done yet, I will have it done, I promise you. Go to your spouse's sign and look at their action energy cards and look at their reading and see how it matches up with yours. And then you'll have 6 action energy cards that you can choose from that will help you to, you know, overcome any challenges that you have with regards to love and romance in these couple of months. And also, don't forget that if you go there and let's say one of these cards is exactly the same, for your significant other, then it's a huge key for you that card, if you both, out of all these readings, and I pull the same card for you and your significant other, then that's a huge key for your relationship, to help you through any difficult times in these next couple of months. So I hope this helped, Capricorn, and love and light always, and I'll see you in October. Thanks so much.